WhatsApp ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਹਰ ਹਫਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਪਰਸਨੈਲਿਟੀ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇਹ ਲੋਕ ਉਹ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੋਲਿਟਿਕਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਸਰਵਿਸ, ਪਬਲਿਕ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਈ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਫੀਲਡਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਪਾਇਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਬਾਰੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਬਾਰੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਵਾਲ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਣ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਵੇ। ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ, ਇੱਕ ਖਾਸ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ, ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਪੋਪੂਲਰ ਨੇ। ਔਰ ਕਮਾਲ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕੁਝ ਸਮੇਂ 'ਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੜੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਏ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਰਾਨਗੀ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਮਿਕਸ ਅਪ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਤੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਨ। ਸ਼ੀ ਇਜ਼ ਵੈਰੀ ਵੈਲ ਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈਡ, ਸ਼ੀ ਹੈਜ਼ ਅ ਵੈਰੀ great career। all of a sudden ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਪੋਲਿਟਿਕਸ 'ਚ ਆਏ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਉਂਦਿਆਂ ਹੀ ਇੱਕ ਐਸਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾਮ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਪੋਲਿਟਿਕਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਨਿਰੰਤਰ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਨਾ ਸਿਰਫ ਆਪਣੀ ਰਾਈਡਿੰਗ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਵਿਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ ਬਲਕਿ she has been minister for a long time now and we are so proud of her and her name is Kirsty Duncan। So she is with me today in our program WhatsApp। Kirsty, welcome to our this new show WhatsApp।
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ, ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਹੈ? ਠੀਕ ਹੋ? ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛਾ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੈ। WhatsApp, okay।
So how could you learn so many Punjabi words? That's first of all, this is my first question।
Mr. Saini, बहुत बधाइयाँ। Let me begin by saying congratulations to you। Thank you for what you have built over these last 18 years. Thank you for the journalism, for the radio show, for the new television programs. This makes an enormous difference in our community, and I just want to really recognize you and the many awards you have won. We forget to say thank you to you. Bahut bahut shukriya, bahut bahut dhanwad।
Thank you so much, Kirsty। You are doing so well in your academic career। All of a sudden you jump to politics। So what brought you to politics?
Thank you for asking. You're right. I loved teaching at the university. I loved my research. But I've always loved where I'm born and raised, and that's Etobicoke North.
Okay.
And I wanted to serve the community where I'm born and raised. Etobicoke North has been my life. It's where my parents chose to make their home. My mom was a phys ed teacher. She taught for 35 years, and my dad started out as a caretaker for the Toronto Board of Education.
Mm-hmm.
I was a gymnast, and I trained every night.
Oh my God, that I never knew। Okay.
He's an athlete and coach and judge all my life. So I trained gymnastics 6 nights a week, 5 hours a night. My brother was a diver, tower diving,
Okay.
off 10 meter, and
Okay.
I coached 10 meter diving, and that's what Etobicoke North gave to me. I went to school there. I went to Dixon Grove Middle School. I went to Kipling Collegiate, and that's where my heart is, and I love serving our families.
And what after that? Your university education, your academic career? Please tell us more about that।
Sure. After that, my dream was to go to the University of Toronto. And at the first lecture, we had this professor who took us around the world. And I was amazed. I thought, I want to do that. And my dream was to become a university professor. I studied in Scotland. That's where I did my PhD.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was there, I taught sports 6 nights a week.
Okay.
Always a big part of my life. And then I came home and I started teaching at the university when I was 24 years old.
You were part of that Nobel Prize winning group।
That's
tell us
right.
more about that also।
The government of Canada asked me to serve on the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change.
Okay.
And that was a real honor. There was a handful of Canadians picked to serve on it. And I helped write 2 reports for North America. And the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and Al Gore were jointly awarded the Nobel Prize. So that was a great honor.
Wonderful। Okay, so how come you came to politics then? My question again is the same.
I really wanted to give back to the community where
Okay.
I'm born and raised. And we run one of the busiest constituency offices in all of Canada. We serve up to 100 families a day. The phone rings every 2 minutes. And when I go knocking on doors, and I knock on doors every few weeks for 11 years, no one wants someone who comes once every 4 years. You have to do that all the time you serve. And I love being in the community. I love seeing our families. And I'm always really touched when they say, your office really helped me. And then they tell us how the office helped them. I have wonderful colleagues in the office who really serve the people.
Mr. Trudeau chose you as Minister of Science, which was obvious because of your background, your educational background. So how are you satisfied working as Minister of Science for so long now? Because of your background, because of the experience you had. So what do you think that you could accomplish and still you want to do more?
Absolutely. As Minister of Science, I'm really proud of the investments we've made. We want science and research because if we want a cleaner environment, cleaner air, cleaner water, if we want better medical cures or treatments, we want science and research. If we want better technology, we want research. And governments have understood for hundreds of years, if you want to build the future and you want a good economy, you want research. We made the largest investment in research in Canadian history.
Wonderful.
$10 billion. We've put in place a chief science advisor so that they can help us make good decisions about science and research. Under the previous government, they cut the chief science advisor, they muzzled our scientists, they didn't let them speak. And the way science and research works, you have to be able to speak to one another, collaborate, go to conferences. The Harper Conservatives cut that. And they weren't making decisions based on science and research. And so we had researchers protesting the death of evidence on Parliament Hill. So we've put in place the chief science advisor. We've restored science and research to their rightful place. And that's good for building our country.
Okay, whatever is happening in US, we can see that world is looking up at Canada. Many people, those who wanted to go to US because of Trump's policies, whatever is the reason, I believe Canada is the ideal place for them now. So how government is well prepared to absorb those people, to attract those people?
I love what you said. When I was at the G7, my G7 science minister colleague said to me, Canada's really become a beacon for science, but it's a beacon for many people want to build their life here.
Yeah.
And I think that's exciting. I'm proud of the policies our government has put in place. The thing I fought so hard for was to make life more affordable for the people in Etobicoke North. So the first thing our government did was raise taxes on the wealthiest 1% so we could lower them on 9 million Canadians. We put in place a Canada Child Benefit, which is helping 9 out of 10 families in Etobicoke North and right across the country. In Etobicoke North, that Canada Child Benefit is helping 25,000 children. And the average family in Canada in 2019 has $2,000 more in their pocket than in 2015. And right now, the Canadian economy is doing very well. We've added in 1 million jobs in 4 years. That's more jobs than the Harper Conservatives did in 10 years. But you were asking about immigration. Canada is a welcoming country.
Yeah.
We have welcomed people from around the world. All of us are immigrants unless we're Indigenous. I'm second generation. Canada attracts people to come here. And, when in my community, I want to make sure that my families are being reunited. So for spousal applications, we've reduced the wait times from 24 months to 12 months, and we've reduced the backlog by 80%. For grandparents and parents, we've reduced the wait time from 7 years to 2 years and reduced the backlog by 85%. For caregivers, we've reduced the backlog by 94%.
Yeah.
And we have upped the age of dependent children to 22 years so we can better bring our families together. As Member of Parliament, I want my families together. And we also want to attract the best and brightest from around the world. And so when we bring in new people, we're looking to see are they engineers like you are, Mr. Saini?
Yeah.
Are they university professors?
I'm interviewing Mr. Ahmed Hussain, Minister of Immigration, and regularly. So I asked him the question last week when he was on our radio. It's a good thing we're attracting international students. They're coming. And,
Absolutely.
They're studying here in the colleges, universities. One thing which we are facing a big challenge right now is most of them are concentrating on a particular area, particularly in Brampton or in Surrey or whatever. So that is creating lots of challenges and problems also. Housing problem, transportation problem, so many other social issues. So I was requesting him that can you ensure, if Liberals come into power again, and of course you will be part of the cabinet, which I'm sure if Liberal government comes into power again, they should be scattered instead of they are concentrating on a particular area. How you will ensure, how you can instruct to these colleges, the universities, or what kind of mechanism we can create that they are all over the place instead of focusing or concentrating on one area.
I think it's important for people to know that when we bring in foreign students, what they contribute to the Canadian economy. And I think people would be surprised to know it's $15 billion.
Yeah, that we know.
$15 billion per year.
Yeah.
And the students apply to the universities. When the Liberal government came in, it's what you said. Canada is attracting the world. So we saw with the university applications, many of them were doubling. Like that's good for our universities, it's good for our colleges.
Long waiting list now.
Yes, but also it's good for all our students. And our students, we have one of the best education systems in the world. I am so proud of that.
We will be back after a short break.